Summer. No time of year like it. The days are longer, the drinks are colder. You get to wear dope sunglasses like these, which are now officially on sale. Link in the description. But there's one thing that I love about summer more than anything else, and that's long summer nights. And so today, we're gonna be using my new bank, Summer Nights, to cook up the perfect RNB beats. Make sure to watch each step, as if you skip something, you'll never make it. So let's get into it. And for this beat, I'm gonna use a BPM of 77. You can go all the way up to 90 if you want. You can do 100. For R&B beats, there's tons of different ranges you can use. All right, so the first sound from this bank that we're gonna use is this sound called Boardwalk. So for this chord progression right here, this first little chord right here, which is a major chord, I just went and stacked this additional note right up on top of here. Just makes the chord sound bigger, so with it and without it. Just sounds bigger and brighter. Then right here, I've got this D, and it's just leading into this other chord right here. And for this chord right here, one thing you can typically do is just drop it down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what I ended up doing here, instead of just having it sound like this, which I don't think sounds very good, I just went and moved this up 1 right here. And because these chords are lining up, that note's going to sound better. We're creating a chord progression and it sounds like it almost sounds right, but sounds like something's slightly off. You might just have to move one of the notes around, and if you can find one that lines up, there's a good chance you can make it sound good. Then again, kind of the same rhythm, I went and added this B, and then I added a C right here, just to kind of make it feel a little bit more resolved. And then it goes into this chord right here, and I just kind of felt like it needed to go up. And when you kind of feel like it needs to go up, one thing that I've found is pretty helpful is looking at the second note to the bottom and then building a chord off of that. Just something you can try out with your chord progressions. So I built this chord right here, then again, this is kind of just leading into this right over here. Again, this G is just following the second to last note right here, and I felt like it needed to go up. Let's try to get this to 500 likes, this video, so feel free to drop a little thumbs up. Let's see if we can do it. I don't know if it affects you at all, but you type for me. And then the only effect for this one, and it'll probably be the only effect I use mostly, as I kind of designed all these sounds so you don't have to throw a bunch of effects on them, because that just kind of takes a bunch of time. And yeah, I'm just cutting out the low end right here, about 200 hertz or so. And what that does is it makes room for your bass, 808, etc. So if your bass and your 808 aren't sounding good, it's one of the first things I recommend doing, and then turning your instruments down. And if you really need help with like mixing and stuff like that, at the end of this video, I'm gonna put my mixing masterclass, which has everything you need to know about mixing. So watch it, or just go around confused forever. Next sound we got is this sound called Luxor, also from the bank. This is a real key if you have trouble, selecting sounds to layer over each other. First tip is you want to pick sounds that are somewhat similar, but they have different elements. For example, this sound just has a little bit more of like a little bit of a brighter sound compared to the first sound that we were using, which is a little bit more full and kind of darker. And so I know these sounds are going to sound pretty good together as they're not filling up the same space. Alright, so this is sounding cool, but gotta, turn it up a notch. So what I went ahead and did really quickly was highlighted both the instruments right here, went to Control-Alt-C, turned it into an audio file, just press start here. Feel free to just follow the settings I have right here. I went over here, clicked reverse, and then I went and chopped everything up. So I'm basically chopping each of these chords up, move them in the direction so it's in the order that it's playing right here. And to make it sound bigger, a little bit more vintage, it's throwing some RC20 on it right here, and then some thermal. kind of sounds bigger, a little bit more open. Love that ending part. Compared to what we had before, I feel like you can like feel this. You can feel the difference. So the sound's sounding like kind of static right now. So I've got this sound called Peace open right here. Very soft and ambient. It's really great for like counter melodies and stuff like that. And I went and kind of created an ARP. Right here, I'm just following the chords and just kind of broke it up like that. Sounds magical, just like summer nights. Don't forget to like. 500 likes, let's go for it. You know I had to add some vocals, but this sound is called RNB-ish. I think I need to throw some effects on this. Why I added this gigantic cut right here is there's a lot of frequencies right here, so I'm kind of just pushing those frequencies down right here. And for EQs, that's really what you're doing. You're kind of like shaping frequencies, taking certain sounds out of instruments, etc. So feel free to play around with it, have some fun. All right, maybe not that much fun, but feel free to experiment. So next sound I got is this techno pop bass from, I know, you wouldn't think I'd use this for this beat, but it sounds cool, at least for now. 10 minutes from now, I might be like, this was a horrible idea, but I think it sounds cool for right now. And these are just following the root notes, except I go off of it, and I'm just going on other notes within the chord. Don't be afraid to go off of it, as that's gonna kind of give some bounce and rhythm, or make it sound terrible. Depends on how you do it. So in terms of drums, I'm gonna start out with my drum kit Glitch. It just has like a bunch of like cool, unique sounds that I think will be kind of cool for a beat like this. Here's the beat, everyone. Thank you for watching. Peace.